Hey everyone, my name is Mandel from Discord's Developer Relations team. What if you could turn your players into valuable collaborators? That's the power of integrating your community into your development process. Discord gives you a direct line to some of your most passionate players, so you can build relationships, gather real-time feedback, and create a game they feel invested in. Before you even have a playable build of your game, you can start building your community. Create a server and start planting the seeds of your fandom. Share concept art, introduce team members in a Meet the Devs channel, drop lore, or create polls on early character designs. At this stage, early polls and open-ended questions for feedback help build curiosity and help your founding members feel like true insiders. For example, ask them, "Can you help us name this weapon?" Or "What do you think of this character design?" You could even schedule a Meet the Developers Q&A event as an exclusive opportunity for players to chat directly with the actual humans building the game. If you decide to implement user feedback, be sure to give them a shout out to make them feel heard and appreciated. Make sure to consult your legal counsel about what types of issues to consider when incorporating user feedback or sharing concept materials. For an early alpha, control is key to manage feedback and to prevent leaks. Structure your server with private categories accessible only to users with an alpha tester role. These categories will serve as the home to dedicated discussion channels. For access control, consider automated solutions like a custom app to assign roles from an email list. This typically uses Discord's API and OAuth 2 for verification. While building these integrations isn't covered in this video, it's a robust approach for exclusive alpha access. This helps to make sure that only verified testers can see confidential channels like alpha build downloads or alpha discussion. If you want more info pertaining to access, check out our roles and permissions video in the series. At this phase, you can consider adding an NDA as a part of your server rules. Always check with your legal counsel about planned actions documentation to keep your material secure and what your NDA should include and how to best set up the acceptance process. Now, we move to the beta phase of game development. This is where focused feedback becomes even more critical, and you will need to structure a server to handle it effectively. The best tool for this is the forum channel. Forum channels provide a space for organized, in-depth discussions on specific topics without worrying about other conversation topics popping up and burying the messages. Since conversations are contained to specific posts, it makes it easier to keep track of them. Let's walk through setting one up. If you've been following this series, you should be able to create a new channel and select forum. If the option isn't coming up for you and you're just seeing text and voice, that means you haven't enabled community yet. This is easily fixable. Just hop over to server settings, scroll down, and enable community. Now that you're ready, create a new channel and select forum. Name it Bug Reports. First, set up the post guidelines with a clear submission template. Your template might include bug titles, steps to reproduce with the numbered steps, the expected result and the actual result, with an option for a screenshot or video link. Now, the magic is in the tags. You can create tags like UI UX, crash, gameplay, audio, typos. These help users to categorize their submissions, making it incredibly easy for your team to sort and assign reports. This structure lets your team quickly review new posts daily, encourage directly with players on specific issues, and then easily mark bugs as resolved once addressed. For a full guide on forums, check out the link in the description below. For live playtests, voice channels are your best option for getting raw, real-time reactions. To run a successful session, prepare a list of questions and tasks for your testers. Ask playtesters to share their screens so you can observe their perspective directly as they play. This provides invaluable insight into their experience, letting you see exactly what they're seeing and how they're interacting with the game. Have a dedicated moderator in the channel to guide the conversation and take notes. You may also consider creating and holding stage channel events, where a member of the dev team streams a build of the game while allowing fans to ask questions or share their feedback in the server. If you choose to do that, make sure to connect with your legal counsel and public relations representative about how to best manage any confidential information you may share during the stream. Remember to record the session, with permission of course, so that your team can analyze the feedback later. If you're testing this out, consider labeling the channel Playtest Beta Build in large bold letters in case a participant happens to record the stream. Congratulations, you've launched your game. But the work isn't over. Your Discord server is now the central hub for your live game, and your feedback strategy needs to evolve for a much larger audience. The dedicated feedback channels you established during beta will now transition to publicly accessible, high-volume hubs. This is the time to refine and scale your feedback process, ensuring you can efficiently gather and act on input from a growing player base. Use announcement channels to communicate updates, hotfixes, and new content reveals to build hype. Don't forget to encourage your fans to follow your announcement channel from their own servers, so they can keep up to date on the game async. Keep your feedback channels open to gather input on new features. Your trusty bug reports forum channel from beta now transitions to a publicly accessible, high-volume hub. Ensure your templates and review support staffing are robust enough to handle the increased traffic. It's also a good time to expand your feedback channels. Your game suggestions forum can capture new feature ideas, content suggestions, and quality of life improvements. Make sure to review this with your legal team, as you may want to include additional terms or language around submissions. Encourage upvoting or downvoting using reaction emojis to help you choose which suggestions to implement. Consider implementing a bot for voting, which can also offer duplicate deletion. This will save you time in reviewing feedback. Other ideas for feedback channels include gameplay feedback, balancing discussions, and economy feedback. Most importantly, if you haven't already created a player support channel, make sure to start one so that players can ask for help with technical issues, account problems, or general gameplay questions. You can direct them to support tickets, but having a public channel where community members can help each other is also super beneficial. In addition to feedback channels, you can share external surveys for more in-depth, structured, and quantitative feedback. Work with your legal counsel to include any necessary terms or disclaimers around surveys you conduct on Discord. Link these surveys in Discord announcements and relevant channels. Use them for post-patch sentiment, specific feature deep dive, or overall game satisfaction. Build upon your earlier live Q&As with developer streams after major updates to walk through the changes, take live questions, and discuss feedback. Community town halls can be used to discuss major game direction, controversial changes, or future roadmaps. Remember when we talked about your community managers or moderators? It's their time to shine. They should be present in general chats to gauge sentiment, identify hot topics, and redirect feedback to specific channels. Update your roles to recognize long-term community members and recruit new, dedicated community members to your moderation team. Make sure to maintain private mod dev channels for the dev team and moderators to discuss emerging trends, highly critical feedback, or sensitive issues without public view. Finally, empower creators with a dedicated support channel for streamers, influencers, and artists. Make sure to amplify the content they create to recognize their fandom and showcase your game. These suggestions will help you transition from a development server to a thriving long-term community home. Let's look at a real-world example. Theorycraft Games used Discord masterfully for their game, Supervive. They built a community of over 120,000 members before the game was even widely available. Theorycraft Games created channels where they only invited members who had signed NDAs with them to join them for playtesting. They used Discord stages for developer Q&As and made their server an integral part of their data-driven development process. You can check out the case study and an interview with Jonathan Bellis, executive producer at Theorycraft Games, linked in the description below. This is just a taste of what Discord can do for your game. By building your community early and keeping them involved, you'll cultivate a dedicated fan base that's truly invested in your success. We can't wait to see what you achieve. Don't forget to check out the other videos in this series and subscribe to stay connected. Thanks for watching.